Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at fractions of amounts. Now I've put a fraction of amounts up there because what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to work out the fraction of an object to start with. So we're going to use like a pizza as an example, and then we're going to take the pizza as an example and then we're going to move it on to the fraction of numbers. So hopefully working out the fraction of a pizza or an object should help your understanding of what we're actually doing to this number to work out the fraction of a number. So first of all then, let's get started with the fraction of an object. So we're going to do fraction of a pizza. Okay, so fraction of a pizza. So let's draw a pizza just here. Now let's say I wanted a quarter of the pizza. It's all about what these numbers mean as part of this fraction. So if we take this bottom number to start with, this bottom number means how many pieces make up the whole pizza. So that bottom number means how many pieces make up the whole pizza. So if 4 pieces make up the whole pizza, to start with, we split this pizza up equally into 4 pieces. There we go. So that bottom number means how many pieces make up the whole pizza. So you're always going to split up your pizza by that bottom number to start with. Now this top number means how many pieces you actually have. So we only have 1 piece of that pizza, unfortunately. Might be better to have 2, but we've only got 1. So we want 1 of those 4 equal pieces. So if we just colour in what we've actually got, this section just here, that section is 1/4 of that pizza. So as a visual kind of thing, we've worked out a fraction of an object, that's 1 piece of that pizza. So let's have another example of fractions of pizza, and I'll use this pizza to start with, because I've already drawn it out. So we've got the bottom one just there. Let's make this, we're going to have multiple pieces. Let's say we've got 3/4 of this pizza. 3/4 of the pizza. So this is a bit of a better example. We've got 3/4 of the pizza, much better. So if we remember what this bottom number was, which is how many pieces, that's how many pieces make up the whole thing. So whole thing, so 4 pieces make up the whole thing, and this is how many we have. Okay, so first of all, first step again, what we're going to do is we're going to split this pizza up by this bottom number, which is the whole thing. So 4 pieces make up the whole thing, so we're going to split pizza up into 4. But the top number now tells us how many pieces we've actually got. So we've actually got 3 of them. So if we colour in 1, 2, 3. So the green section just there, that is 3/4 of the pizza. So what we've done is we've used the bottom number to tell us how many pieces to divide the whole thing up into, and we've used the top number to tell us how many of those pieces we want. So we want 3 lots of those quarter pieces. Now, transferring this to numbers then, mathematically what we're actually going to do here is we've split up by the bottom number, and splitting up by a number means divide. So what we've actually done is we've divided this pizza by 4 pieces, and we want 3 lots of that quarter. So the top number is actually telling us that we want 3 lots of. Lots of means times, so we want 3 times one of those quarters. And that's what we're going to actually do on the next example. So if we move straight onto a fraction of a number then, I'll show you how to apply that principle. Fraction of a number. So instead of having a pizza here, we're going to have a quarter of a number. But what we're going to do to this number is exactly the same as what we did to the pizza. We're going to split it up into 4 equal sections. And to split up into equal sections of a number, that just means you're going to divide. So you're always, for step 1, you're going to do 12, and you're going to divide it by how many pieces make up the whole thing. You're going to divide it by that bottom number there, which gives you an answer of 3. Okay? So 1/4 or 1/4 of this pizza is worth 3. Sorry, pizza. Number. 1/4 of this number is worth 3. So a quarter of 12 is 3. And the second step that we're going to do is we want to see, right, how many pieces have we actually got? Well, we've only got 1 piece. So we're going to do this 3, and we're going to times it by this top number. So 3 lots of 1 piece is going to give us the same answer, which is 3. So a quarter of 12 is 3. There we go. Now this will probably make a little bit more sense if we get straight onto another example. Let's say we had 3/4 of 12. So I'll get rid of these. So we're going to do 3/4 of 12. So if you remember, back, the bottom number tells us how many we need to split up this number into. So the first step remains the same. We're going to do 12, and we're going to divide it by this bottom number just here. It's 12 divided by 4. We did that on the last example, so that gives us 3. We know that one. So part 2 of the calculation, that's what 1/4 of 12 is, but we've actually got 3/4 of 12. So if that's 1/4, 3, but we want 3 lots of that quarter, we're going to do 3 multiplied by this top number up here, which is 3 times 3, and that gives us 9. And that there is our answer. So 3/4 of 12 is 9. So recap then. Working out the fraction of any number. So fraction of a number. You're going to take your number, say 12, and you always divide by the bottom number of your fraction, which is there. And the second step is you times your answer by the top number in your fraction, which is just there. So I understand that this finding fractions of numbers is usually where people may struggle a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a few more examples. If you're feeling a little lost by this point, just skip back a little bit and watch the video over again so you can see that what the top and bottom parts of a fraction mean. For anyone that's still following me, I'm just going to give you another couple of examples of fractions of numbers. So let's use slightly bigger number. Let's say we want, let's say we want 5/6. It's a slightly odd fraction as well. We want 5/6 of 30. Okay. So straight onto the rule of finding a fraction of a number. You're going to take your number, and the first step is to divide your number by the bottom number of the fraction. So we're going to do 30 divided by 6. 30 divided by 6 gives us 5. Now, we don't just want 1/6, because this is just giving us what 1/6 of this number is. We want 5/6. So we're going to take our answer, and then we're going to multiply it. So the second step of this calculation, take your answer and you multiply it by the top number of this fraction, which is also 5. So 5 lots of 5 gives you 25. So that's our answer. 5/6 of 30 is equal to 25. Let's do another last example of finding a fraction of a number. Let's say we would like 5/8 of 80. Okay? Now, numbers are getting a little bit bigger, fractions are getting a little bit odd, but nonetheless, the method is exactly the same. We're going to take our 80, step 1, and we're going to divide it by the bottom number of the fraction, which is 8. 80 divided by 8 leaves you with 10. Now that's an eighth of 80, but we don't want 1/8, we want 5/8 just there. So we're going to take this eighth, which is 10, and we're going to multiply that by the top number of the fraction, which is 5, and that is going to give us an answer of 50. So 5/8 of 80 is 50. And that's how you work out fractions of numbers.